This is Tiffany on a press tour, proudly declaring, "Look what they did to your super mayor. But I'm a winner, I'm a prevail." That's the message she wanted to send. The moral of the story, according to her, is that Tiffany the super mayor, or now the ex-super mayor, is going to prevail. It sounds strange because she is the ex-super mayor, which technically means she didn't prevail, but still, she insists she will, and she plans to tell us how and why. Along the T. Way, she's gonna cry about it. She's going to cry about it, and it's definitely going to happen. During the interview, Tiffany was asked about winning in the courts and the new challenges she's facing. She admitted that the hardest part was when her own board of trustees tried to remove her from office. She said it really hurt because she ran alongside those individuals and even brought them to residents' homes. "So, I apologize residents for that," she said. She added that she didn't expect them to turn against her after just 2 weeks in office. This betrayal revealed their hidden agenda and taught her to trust no one in politics because you never know who might stab you in the back. Yet, she thanked her supporters for sticking by her, saying that with their help, she was able to prevail, even if some people were confused by the recall question. Tiffany claims many people got tricked during the recall vote because they misunderstood the ballot. She said people thought if they checked the box to remove her, it meant she would stay. "I'm not kidding," she insisted. That's the story she's selling. She said people were told if they voted yes, it meant they wanted to keep Tiffany, but it was actually the opposite. She even mentioned that many who voted yes later apologized for the mistake. In the end, she took her fight to the courts, and the courts prevailed, or rather, she claims she prevailed through the courts. Though technically courts don't prevail, people do. Regardless, she declared she will not be recalled or removed and will continue serving as mayor. She went on about the recall attempts, saying the trustees have tried 3 times in 5 years to remove her. Each time, she pointed out, your taxpayer dollars were spent on attorney fees for the trustees' legal battles. She emphasized her commitment to defending herself because she truly earned her seat. And she thanked her supporters, saying, "You guys came out in drones." She joked about the logistics, saying she doesn't know how they fit so many people into drones since drones are small, but she appreciated their turnout nonetheless. At one point, Tiffany directed attention to a poster behind her during the press tour. It advertised Tiffany Cares, a cancer society she promoted, even though it's not actually hers. That's a weird detail she didn't address. Still, she proudly said she won by 82% of the vote, claiming she didn't make a mistake and that she delivers on her promises. She expressed frustration with her board for not helping her deliver on her goals and for trying to hold her back. Despite the obstacles, she promised to keep pushing forward and insisted she won't stop or quit. Trying to sound motivational, Tiffany repeated phrases like, "won't stop, won't quit," but it didn't quite land. It was almost like she was struggling to come up with a catchy saying, but it just wasn't working. Observers might say, "Tiffany, it's just not clicking." Much like her famous clicking heels, which she loves to wear but clearly doesn't know how to walk in. Watching Tiffany walk in heels is almost comical because the shoes seem to be wearing her, not the other way around. Now, watch this. She just finished explaining the whole court situation. Someone asked her if she wanted to talk about the challenges she's facing, and she went through the whole story. So, we're moving on to another topic now. Let's see how that. It was a good call. Let's shift to something positive. That's better. Positive stuff. Tell us a little about upcoming events. What can we expect? Good question. Tiffany responded with some updates about the village of Dolton and other things coming up. Positive things, she said. Before she moved on, she remembered something important about the recall. She reminded everyone that the opponents lost in the circuit court, the appellate court, and the chancery court. Now they're trying to take it to the Supreme Court. She wanted people to know this process already cost $500,000, money that could have been used for community projects or even given back to residents. Look at her face when she says this, like she's got everyone right where she wants them. "They're buying all my lies," she seems to say. But the man next to her? You can tell by his body language he's done listening. He's so tired of hearing her talk that he doesn't even care that his weird, ridiculous sock is showing. This guy didn't pick that sock to be seen or to match anything, but he's so frustrated that he's crossed his leg the opposite way from her, a clear sign he just wants to get away. Tiffany, you're obnoxious. The man is basically saying, please, just move on. Now look at Tiffany herself. You can tell she put some thought into her style for this event, because the old Tiffany wouldn't have been able to pull this look together. She's thinking, if I look cute, then everything I say will sound smart. But that's not how it works, Tiffany. That's just not it. She went on about the wasteful spending again. This Supreme Court appeal will cost another $100,000. She's basically saying, let it be. If she wins, great. But if not, then someone should run for her seat in 4 years just like anyone else would do. She said elected officials should only be removed if they lose their seat. She's made it clear she wants to build the community, not fight with the board. Tiffany also wanted the camera to turn around so we could see the audience clapping for her. She wants to know who these people are because they seem like her family, or supporters. The guy commenting joked that Tiffany claimed to have grown up rapping here. He said, is that where it came from? Tiffany had a career in rapping? 2.5 years later, he joked, Tiffany really did start a rap career. It's hilarious. Moving back to upcoming events, Tiffany thanked the residents for their patience and said she'd answer some questions and expand on a few topics. Someone asked about a recent event where people wore white t-shirts and hoodies, with pink designs in support of breast cancer awareness. So, if you could tell me a little bit about that 197-mile walk to Springfield. Oh my God. Look, she had to put this down just to tell that lie. That lie's heavy, too heavy to hold. Look at her, she's about to tell it. She's like, look, if 197 people all walk 1 mile, that's 197 miles. That's just 197 miles. That's how math works. Oh my God, explain that to us. Where do I even begin? Everybody knows cancer is like the #1 killer to a lot of people, and it's quiet. Wait, hold up. Tiffany, that didn't make any sense. Sorry, I'm going to need you to try that one more time. Not one more time and again, but just one more again. Okay? Everybody knows cancer is the #1 killer to a lot of people, and it's quiet. Cancer is the #1. Okay, but you gotta finish that thought. What is it the #1 killer of? Something's missing. Is there a #2 killer? Like Tiffany, this is what happens when you... Now this man sitting over here is trying his hardest. Look at his face. See that? That's body language. He's holding in a thought, literally fighting with himself not to say what he's thinking. That's why he looks like that right now. He's not open to what she's saying. You can even tell by how his leg is crossed, pointing in the opposite direction from her. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Time for some serious stuff. In 2004, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it was the hardest year of my life. I had to grow up fast, become a parent to my brother and sister while she went through chemo and radiation. Women out there who understand what I'm coming from know how tough that is. Like, once you start losing your hair, you feel less than a woman. Hey Tiffany, how's your hair doing? I'm just concerned because I don't want you to feel less of a woman. I don't know what's going on under there. It seems like you shouldn't feel like yourself wearing someone else's hair. But honestly, who's probably feeling less of a woman is the person whose hair that is. How do you take another woman's hair and then say losing your own hair makes you feel less of a woman? Cutting all your hair off is liberating. I cut mine down to about 3 inches all over. I looked just like the Go Marshall, but it was freeing. My head felt lighter, like I dropped 3 pounds of hair. I was on my natural hair journey, then got lazy and started flat ironing the little hair I had left. It's grown back immensely, but I never felt less of a woman just because my hair was short. Definitely felt lighter, though. Right after that, my mom lost her breast. Once they removed it, things went downhill fast. I said, Mom, it's going to be okay. I told her, we're going to get some implants. But she said, no, Tiffany, I don't do implants. Wait, hold on. So your mom lost her breast to cancer and you're like, come on, Mom, let's both go get some titties. You said losing hair makes you feel less than a woman, but what about this? She wanted no part of implants. I joked maybe we could get a 2-for-1 special, like she pays full price, I get half off. Maybe flatten them sideways. Make it look like one long boob? How do you make something so serious about yourself? Tiffany is diabolical, I'm telling you. Anyway, because my mom was old school like a lot of you, she refused implants. So we found her a prosthetic breast and she's still here today. That's why I fight so hard for our community. It's also why we decided to walk to Springfield. I didn't want anyone to go through what I went through as a kid, with no resources and nowhere to turn. I had to research everything I could find for my mom. And honestly, I want to build a research center in Thornton Township, somewhere anyone can come and get resources like wigs, prosthetic breasts, and even financial help. Because a lot of people don't realize how you're supposed to pay your mortgage, your bills, your gas, while everyone else checks out and it's just you holding the bag. I basically had to take the baton and run with it, keep my mama strong so we could get to where we are today. So we did an 11-day... Wait, your mom and dad are still together, right? They were both in the house when Jita died, right? So your parents are still together. Where was your dad through all this? You act like he wasn't even there. Like, yeah, when your mom was sick, you had to do everything. But where was your daddy? He definitely lived in the same house. I mean, you're calling your dad a deadbeat. Dad who is in the house? That's worse than a deadbeat dad who's not even there. I'm just asking, where was your father during this? And why is this man not saying a word? About that walk to Springfield, we went to every small town, every community. We met every mayor. And when I say the council had no face, no race, no age bias, no Democrat or Republican divide, everyone we met was on board with the movement. And we hit a lot of Republican towns too, by the way. Nobody said no. If anything, people went out and brought 22 more cities on board. What I loved most was how everyone united for this cause. Yesterday was huge for us. We went downtown, and I testified before the Revenue Committee. For those who don't know, that's how you create a bill. I wrote a bill that says anyone in Illinois suffering from cancer will receive $10,000. I testified, and I was really emotional. Today, I feel good. I just want to talk about my mom. I broke down. They were all upset and crying with me about my struggle and what we went through. Everyone on the committee was on board. There are 18 members, but only about 7 were there. Still, every single one supported the movement. I believe it's going to pass. Right now, they have to register the bill, then find the money for it. But I already did the research, and I'm going to tell them exactly where to pull the money from so people suffering from cancer can get this help. Oh my God, okay. So basically, you just went and said, you know what, everyone should get a spaceship, or maybe everyone with a blue hat should get a spaceship. Okay, so you're signing a bill to get everyone with a blue hat a spaceship. Now all they gotta do is sign it, and of course find the money for it. And of course, you're gonna tell them where to find that money. So it should work out just fine. Just wait. Spaceships are coming. Have your blue hat ready. Tiffany, honey, you love to sell people dreams, knowing nobody's gonna get any money but you. But you love selling dreams. Honey, I signed a bill so everyone with cancer gets $10,000, including your mama. Is that what you're talking about? For some reason, it always comes back to Tiffany. She's always trying to figure out how to spin it so she takes credit. What's so funny is that she took $10,000 from Thornton Township and donated it to her own cancer foundation. I think she did the same from Dolton, too. $10,000 from each place. She sent it all to her own little foundation thing, but she says it ain't her foundation, though it's made on the exact same Facebook page. Same page that used to be. For her Good Burger page, just change the pictures and name. You can check the history of a page and see what it used to be, but it ain't really hers. I guess Good Burger isn't hers either. What is he like this? Whoever made her Cancer Society page also made the Good Burger Facebook page. Tiffany, or no, this woman is diabolical. And her lies? Man, they're so dumb. Like the stupidest lies you can imagine. Tiffany, do better. Tiffany, seriously, do better. But I know you won't. Honestly, I don't even know why I bother saying that because I know you're not going to do any better. I did this for you. I don't want you stressing about how to pay your bills while you're trying to fight for your life. I want you to focus on living, on paying for your medicine. And if anyone lives in any of my towns, oh yeah, I'm also the supervisor of Thornton Township. I'll give you a ride to chemo, radiation, or the doctor. So, if you need a ride, save your Uber money because we are Uber. We'll take you anywhere. That's so funny. I'm gonna give you a ride. Just call me. Even though I don't drive. I get the police driving me around in a Tahoe. I say I don't have, but still, I'm gonna give you a ride. Just call me. Yeah, okay, Stephanie. All right, bro. Just so you can be okay. Wow, that's amazing. Especially this month, October, when we honor breast cancer survivors. I want to know where Tiffany learned how to lie. When was that? It has to make sense. You just say something, and depending on how dumb people are, they'll believe it. Tiffany got to the point where she thought everyone was maximally stupid. So now she lies all the time about everything. I want to know when that happened? Why did it happen? What made her like that? Nah, I'm kidding. Tiffany is diabolical. You're diabolical. Oh my gosh, how did you drop this particular bag? I don't know if you flew too close to the sun, Tiffany. I don't know if it just wasn't meant for you. Or maybe you just suck so bad you were destined to mess it up. But I just want to say, we're all love. Well, not really love, but, we all do whatever. You really dropped the bag. And it's unfortunate because you didn't even have to change who you were to keep your bag. You just needed to pretend. You didn't even have to be reasonable. You just had to pretend you'd compromise. You just needed to say you'd compromise, give a little glimmer of hope. Stop blowing smoke at people and start pretending to be reasonable with the trustees. Sit, listen, and when they finish talking, just say, I can see that. Just say, oh, that's what you meant. Oh my God, I thought you were saying this, and I got defensive. You'd become personable, and it would give them hope. It would buy you time, if nothing else. At least a little glimmer of hope. But you never did that. You refused the whole time. You made it so easy for them to just flush Tiffany down the toilet. They were like, nope, throw the whole thing away. We need something new. This Tiffany? No, we can't do anything with this. This is trash. So yeah, you dropped the bag. Your stubbornness dropped the bag. And I think you did it to save face for your man. And now he's going to be gone too, because he was there 100%. He chose you because of the money, not because he wanted you. You are no different from any other. Girl, you're not special to him. The money you gave him, that's what was special. He might have liked you, sure, but no different from any other girl he'll pick up next. It'll be easy for him to say he loves you when you give him $100,000 a year. I love you, he'll say. You give him the money, he'll say it. Okay, just get another good job, find another man, give him $100,000. You'll notice he'll say, I love you. That's just how they work. All right, y'all behave because I'm not doing it. Absolutely. Not. Look at her looking at her shoes like, oh my God. I wonder if they can tell I'm lying. Yes, Tiffany, we can.